Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a video that was requested by one of my subscribers, MV Hernandez. Hi. She just kept asking me questions on how I did my nails. I get a lot of questions also from people like, oh, what color are you wearing? Which is why I always list the color of my nail polish down in the description below. And so today's video is going to be, just showing you how I do my nails. I usually paint my nails every Saturday. Saturdays are my grooming days. That's when I iron my hair, I paint my nails, I do all the girly stuff. I do my face mask, I take a bubble bath. A lot of things happen on a Saturday. I do bubble baths on Sundays as well. Sundays are my just vegetation days where I mostly just do nothing other than go to church. But yeah, this video, I'm gonna let you know right now, I have never filmed a video where I've had to film me doing my nails or like anything that's not, what I'm doing right now, just sitting in front of the camera. And so I'm already gonna apologize for the fact that this may be a disaster. But we're gonna roll with it, right? We're gonna roll with it. It's the best I got. It's the best I got. I'm gonna apologize in advance if it's not up to par or the quality that you guys want. I'm really sorry. I can already hear the hate comments down below. But let's get started.
Okay, so I wanna first go over the products that you're gonna need in order to do your own nails. These are the products that I use. So I am not a nail tech, therefore take everything that I say with a grain of salt. First thing I use is the Melt Away Butter London Cuticle Eliminator. You don't have to use the specific brands. I usually get my cuticle eliminators from like Amazon or Marshalls, and they're pretty cheap. This costs like $3.99 at Marshalls, and you can get an even bigger bottle of any cuticle illuminator on Amazon as well. I've also removed my nail polish with acetone. Any acetone is fine. I don't really discriminate. I'm actually gonna leave this here because I kind of want you guys to see other products that you're gonna need. I also use an oxygen nail treatment from Julep. It's any base coat that you have is fine. The reason I like to use this is because it keeps my nails, my nail beds from becoming, yellow. It kind of protects that nail bed. A lot of the times nail polishes, if you paint your nails a lot, they can tend to get this yellow tinge to it. Then whatever nail polish you decide to use, today I'm going to use my China Glaze nail polish in, if the camera would focus, Pearl Jammin. I know it's not focusing on the name that well, but there it is. And this is a pretty like blue pearlescent color. Also, this is my favorite finishing coat. This dries in like 30 to 60 seconds. It's really great. It's the most convenient for me. I buy it on Amazon. I get like a 3-pack so that it lasts me quite a long time. If it could stop rolling, that would be great. I also use this little tool right here. I got this one at Sephora, but you can get this at any Sally's or Salon Store, Ulta, Sephora. It's just this little metal thing that's double-ended. I actually use this side, and this is what I use after I put on my cuticle eliminator to push back my cuticles. And then I have this little guy here. This is super old. I've had this for like 10 years. This is a little Revlon nail file that has this tip, and as you can see, the tip is different colors. You get this at any Target, Ulta, Walgreens, CVS, pretty much any store that sells Revlon. The reason I have this is because of this tip. I don't use this as a nail file. I just use a regular nail file. Any nail file will do. I actually use this to remove the excess nail polish around my thumb. Well, not my thumb, but just my fingers in general. And you will see that in a moment, how I use this little person right here, this little guy. The next thing you're gonna need is a napkin. I like to use a thicker one I use like Bounty, which is basically a paper towel that has been folded into a napkin because it's very thick, and when you are wiping, I use this to wipe off the excess nail polish that I get on my Revlon stick. And nail polish tends to seep through, so when you have a thick napkin like this, it doesn't bleed through and it doesn't ruin any surface. Okay, so the first thing that I do is that I actually cut my nails and I file them. And that's pretty self-explanatory. You just clip them with a nail clipper and then you just file them down. I like my nails pretty short, and so this is a length that I'm comfortable with. I really don't like long nails. I do a lot of typing, and just my nails tend to bother me when they are long. They break and they get caught in things, and I have pretty strong nail beds because I don't ever put on acrylics or do any gel polish where you have to file down a layer of your nail bed. Once I have done that, the first product I'm going to use is the Cuticle Eliminator. I'm going to remove the cap. Sorry. I'm actually running out of this, so I'm gonna have to get another one. And I'm going to apply this to the edge of my nail beds, which is technically the cuticle area. And I'm gonna do this to every single finger. Now my nails tend to peel because of all the typing that I do on a daily basis, but I try not to peel my nails, so I tend to get rid of it when I clip my nails, because what happens is that if you clip them, I mean, not if you clip them, if you peel them, you end up losing a nice layer of your nail bed, which is what causes your nails to become weak. And then encourages more breakage than you would have had if you would have just clipped your nails. All right, once you have applied the Cuticle Eliminator to the cuticles, you're gonna wait 5 minutes for this to absorb. Then you're gonna rinse your nails lightly, pat them dry, and then I will be back to use this guy to push back my cuticles. Stay tuned. Okay, I have rinsed my hands lightly, so there's still some product on my cuticles. I also forgot, I don't know if any of you have the same issue I have, which I'll show you in a minute, but you're gonna need a cuticle nipper. I don't cut my cuticles because my mother-in-law is a nail technician, And I've heard from several nail technicians that the more you cut your cuticles, the thicker they grow. So that's why I just use a cuticle eliminator. But the reason I use this is as I've gotten older, for some reason, I have like cuticle that's growing from underneath my skin and it comes out, and I need to cut that because it prevents me from pushing my cuticle backwards. And so let's use this first little tool. I'm gonna use this end with the bended edge on the top because what I need is the sharp edge on the bottom. And I'm just going to start pushing my cuticle backwards. And when I'm doing that, naturally, because I have applied already that cuticle eliminator, you can see that my cuticle is naturally just, that cuticle eliminator is getting rid of any excess cuticle that I don't need without having to actually cut your cuticles. Because when we cut our cuticles, we actually end up cutting more than what we need. Again, I'm gonna apologize for the angle of the camera. I have never filmed a video in this angle and it's really messing with my brain. But so I'm just gonna do that to all my fingers, and I'm wiping off the excess on this napkin. So I wanted you to see what happens when you peel your nail. And I'm gonna show you my index finger. So I had a piece that was firmly attached to my nail, but it was bubbling, and I peeled it and it peeled my nail all the way back here. So which means that when my nail grows, even when I clip it, I'm not gonna be able to clip enough off where I'll be able to completely cut that part off. I'll still have some of that part on the edge of my nail, which will then cause my nail to become weaker and just break a little bit, you know, faster. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this step off camera so that I don't bore you, but basically you're just doing the same thing to all 10 fingers. And then I will come back to show you guys what I use my cuticle cutter for. Okay, so this is a very unflattering view of my fingernails. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you guys. If you see this like little guy right here, that's actually under my skin. And so that's exactly why I use the cuticle cutter, because I have to actually cut that off so that when I paint my nails, and it's super simple, it doesn't get caught inside the nail polish. So once I have pushed back all my cuticles, you can see I have residue everywhere. Now I'm gonna wash my hands with water and soap. Okay, I have washed my hands with water and soap, and I have dried them thoroughly so that my nail beds are not wet. Now the napkin, I have peeled off, just wiped off the residue using this little tool on this napkin. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to flip the napkin, this way. So I just open it and flip it. I'm gonna use the other side of that sheet. The next product we're going to be using is going to be the Julep Oxygen Treatment. You can get, I got mine on QVC. It was like a pack of like 2 or 3 just because I wanted to try it out. But I usually use the OPI base coat that I usually get at Marshall's. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a thin layer of this to all of my nails. And this is like an organic brand that's very healthy for your nails. And I'm gonna use my Revlon stick, and you'll see what this is for now. So let me go ahead and open bottle. And I'm just gonna apply thin layer. And I'm gonna then use the stick and I'm going to get any residue that I may have gotten onto my skin off. And I wipe it on the napkin. And then I'm just gonna do that to all of my nails. So another reason I use a base coat is because I have texture on my nails. So my nails have a lot of ridges, and this helps to fill in those ridges so that when I apply my nail polish, those ridges don't show through my nail polish. And it creates kind of like when you put on primer on your face. It helps to even out the skin's surface so that you have an even canvas to work with when you apply your foundation. So a base coat, it basically does the same thing. And now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other hand, and I will be right back. All right, so I have applied that base coat and I have allowed at least 1 minute for it to dry. It dries really, really fast because it is a thin formula. It's not as thick as nail polish. And I have just wiped off any excess on the napkin. Another thing I want to let you know, don't worry if you're not able to get all the excess off of the rim of your nails, because once it'll naturally peel off in a couple of hours, all on its own. Now we're gonna go in with the nail polish. And we're gonna have our handy dandy tool ready for use. Let me open the bottle. If you're working with 2 shades, let me actually angle my nail so that you guys can see it better. I'm sorry this video is so rough, but I have no experience doing nail polish videos. I'm actually doing this video because I had a subscriber who asked me to do this video, and so here we are. So I'm sorry if this is really rough and not up to quality or par that you guys are used to. So it's this pretty baby blue pearlescent shade. Again, this is China Glaze. I got this on sale at Ulta. I used a 20% coupon to purchase it, and it came out to a decent price. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do my other nails. Now, if you remember a minute ago, I was telling you that if you can't get all of the nail polish off of your finger when you're removing the excess nail polish that gets on the edge of the finger, it's okay, because it'll come off naturally within a couple of hours when you wash your hands. And I really get in there with the stick and I just wipe it off on the napkin. I do that several times because the formula is wet and it'll continue to seep in to the sides. If you're working with 2 shades, what I do is I always paint my access nails before I do my other nails so that I don't forget, because when I have tried to do it the other way, I always end up just painting the nails I'm supposed to be using an accent color on. So you pretty much just apply the first coat onto each nail, and you do it one at a time, What you don't want to do is paint more than one nail at a time and then try to remove the excess, because what happens is the first coat of nail polish tends to dry pretty quickly, and it could leave ridges on the side of your nail when you try to do what I'm doing right now with this stick. And I do this much quicker when I'm not on camera, but it's pretty hard to do on camera. And then let's do the last finger. And now I'm going to paint my other nails. And by the time that I am done painting my other set of fingers, then this nail polish, this first layer of nail polish, will be dry enough for me to apply my second coat. I always put on 2 coats of nail polish because I like to have that even coat on my nails. Alrighty, I'll be right back. Alright, I painted my other 5 fingernails, and now I'm ready to do the second coat on this hand. So I apply my first coat is generous, and my second coat is just as generous too. I find that when I try to apply a very thin 2 layers, I never get an even coat. So as you can see on my fingernail, you can see no ridges, and the color is completely even on my nail bed. So I'm gonna use my stick to remove the excess, and I'm just wiping it on the napkin, and you can see all the areas where I have done the same thing. Now you can see that I have excess in areas on my skin. I'm not worried about that, and that'll come off when I start washing my hands. Okay, and then let me just clean the edge. I do try to be careful when I'm cleaning the edges, because what I don't want is for the stick to automatically fling forward and then I have a huge line across my fingernail. So as you can see, it's a nice even, and anything that may have gotten on my skin at the top will just naturally fall off. Now everyone's nail beds are different, so if you have smaller nail beds than I do, my nail beds are pretty big, which is why I can get away with cutting my nails so short and my nails will still look like I have a decent length on them. If you have shorter nail beds, you just use a little bit of less nail polish. You know, you kind of have to cater it to your own nails, as everybody's nails are different. Some people's nails are wider, some are narrow, some are short, you know. And again, gosh, I'm so sorry for the angle of this video. So you can already see the difference between these two and these 2 fingers. The 2 coats look much nicer than that 1 coat. You can really see that blue shining through. And as you can see, I'm not super careful with it. I'm a bit messy, as it's the only way that I can get that nice even coat with the nail polish without leaving streaks on the nail with the brush. because that's another thing that tends to happen, is that when you're doing a thin coat, when you go over it, the brush will leave streaks all over the nail polish, which doesn't look pretty. I have been doing my nails this way for years, and the reason I don't do gel or dip or anything like that is because my nails grow really fast, and I hate having that separation between the nail polish and the cuticle. Since my nails grow really big, that tends to get bigger and bigger by the day, and it really drives me insane. So, and besides that, I like to have a new color on my nails every week, which is not a luxury that you have when you do gel. And if I had to pay for somebody to do my nails every week, I'd be broke. So these are my nails with 2 coats on. Let me remove this napkin from underneath. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do my other 5 fingernails. Now that I have done 2 coats on all of my fingernails, I'm gonna grab my napkin and I'm going to flip it. And let me show you. I'm just gonna take the bottom part, which is the clean part, and I'm gonna fold it. And then this is gonna be the area I'm gonna use to apply my last coat, which is gonna make my nails dry quickly, and it's that shiny base. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with my thumb. I usually like to have the AC off when I'm doing my nails, or I try to paint my nails in a room away from any AC. I turn off the fan because this formula dries quickly. It can leave ridges on your nails when you're doing this part where you are just removing the excess on the sides. And I'm just kind of repeating the same steps. I'm just removing the excess from the side of the nail and wiping it on the napkin. So this, sorry, I had the spoolie in my mouth. This is the part where you really want to make sure that you are working carefully, because this is the last step and you don't want to mess up a nail. And then let's go ahead and do my pinky, which will be the last one. Always make sure that you are really tightening your nail polish bottles, especially the ones that you use as your fast drying coat, because what happens is the formula will dry out and become very thick before you've even made it through half the bottle, and that's a really big waste of money because these are not the cheapest to buy. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this shine to my other set of fingernails, and then I will be right back. Okay, so this is now the finished product. You can see that on my nails I have some residue. That's all right, it'll come off by itself once I wash my hands. And then it'll look like I got my nails done. But really, it was just me. I did this. I do this every week. I usually do it on the weekends. The weekends are my grooming time. And yeah. It's my relaxation moment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and see you next time. Bye.